You know, it's a lot of shit I don't speak on. But this that blue van drive shit, nigga. You finna touch the motherfucking streets. I think I'm running out of love. I think I'm running out. Deep stick talk. These niggas know I'm with that stick talk. No, I ain't tired, but I spent 20 on my exhaust. He tried to run them plays on me, he got kicked out. In a self, see, hold my drink, cause I ain't finna flex. I just bought a house, I think. Cash boy. Streets made me rich, I never had. How the fuck you supposed to love me, you don't love yourself? Everybody, they disappear when I needed help. And grandma told me, don't cry, cause God got it. Gotta believe in myself, you know I'm hard-bodied. Yeah, nigga, I was raised in the ghetto. Blow out water, we couldn't even bathe in the ghetto. They gon' put attention on them K's in the ghetto. 7 days in the ghetto, never last, so we hustle to get paid in the ghetto. Yeah, put the close in hand. My little homie, he got murdered by a closest man. I know these niggas scared of us. I'ma get money and I put that on my dead brothers. I beat that pussy from the back cause we used to be lovers. Murder for hire, I'm scarred, we used to be brothers. We used to be brothers. I think I'm running out of love now. Niggas been hating, left my niggas in the slums now. Used to have hoop dreams, but now we selling drugs now. Used to have hoop dreams, but now we selling drugs now. I know these niggas scared of us. I'ma get money and I put that on my dead brothers. I beat that pussy from the back cause we used to be lovers. Murder for hire, I'm scarred, we used to be brothers. We used to be brothers. I think I'm running out of love now. Niggas been hating, left my niggas in the slums now. Used to have hoop dreams, but now we selling drugs now. Used to have hoop dreams, but now we selling drugs now. Telling my story. Raindrops falling, bad bitches be calling. It's straight up in my hood and the feds keep calling. Baby mama on my ass with the bread keep calling. Pop a burger just to make a nigga head stop. Tell me, can you see all this pain in me? Tell me, can you see it? Can you see it? I just had a shootout in the apartment. Go deep in the Honda, hit my dope in the compartment. Plus I got that Iron Man on my phone and stuff shit. Hanging in the alleyway, drug dealing, I ain't see no better way. Streets never love me. Once you turn 25, you an OG. 10 ain't what I'm trying to hide from the police. Tell me, do you wanna see a young nigga win? I told you when they bet me 3, I had too many friends. Plus every dollar that I make is gone in the wind. Been trying to talk to God, I think I did too many sins. And if we spend they block tonight, but we gon' spend again. I know you niggas scared of us. I'ma get money and I put that on my dead brothers. I beat that pussy from the back cause we used to be lovers. Murder for hire, I'm scarred, we used to be brothers. We used to be brothers. I think I'm running out of love now. Niggas been hating, left my niggas in the slums now. Used to have hoop dreams, but now we selling drugs now. Used to have hoop dreams, but now we selling drugs now. I know these niggas scared of us. I'ma get money and I put that on my dead brothers. I beat that pussy from the back cause we used to be lovers. Murder for hire, I'm scarred, we used to be brothers. We used to be brothers. I think I'm running out of love now. Niggas been hating, left my niggas in the slums now. Used to have hoop dreams, but now we selling drugs now. Used to have hoop dreams, but now we selling drugs now. The time is now. On everything. Took my heart away from money. I ain't interested in fame. And I pray that never change. Ambition is priceless. It's something that's in your veins. And I put that on my name. Only hope I had was selling dope. Was on my grind cause times was harder than to sell a float. My mama taught me never steal and never telling folks. I grew up looking up the niggas that was selling coke. Oh, I was raised by the stop sign. No religion, I was getting saved by the Glock 9. By the minute I was getting paid like the hotline. Certain raw, feasts called. We was that kind, well connected, well respected and well protected. And get accepted, but rejected, now they regret it. And get my message, wasn't signal when I was texting. The niggas I was calling was fraud, and I learned my lesson. Now I move with aggression, use my mind as a weapon. Chances are never given, they took them like interceptions. So throw that pass, I'll be the cornerback. Me and Lauren, MMG gon' bring that Warner back. Easy to dream, a dream, though it's harder to live. They gon' love me for my ambition. Easy to dream. dream a dream, though it's harder to live. They gon' love me for my ambition. Easy to dream a dream, though it's harder to live. Yeah. They gon' love me for my ambition. It speaks for itself. Beautiful music, paint a picture, they be my bitch. Defines ambition. My ambition to win, just to give me some ends, help me pay my little rent, maybe sit in the bins. I saw mama praying that she wait on results. It was hot in the kitchen, can I wait on the porch? My father was missing, Warlord Oliver North. Life was digging me deeper, I kept on coming up short. Breaking so many laws, waking up in the dark. Who cut my power off? It's time to move that powder soft. Not too many options when you coming from the project. Sitting in the trap, now you moving Cindy Lauper. Girls wanna have fun, and a nigga with some change. And I doubt that ever change. Ambition is priceless, that's something that's in your veins. And I doubt that ever change. Ambition is my shit, and I put that on my name. And I doubt that ever change. For my ambition. Easy to dream a dream, though it's harder to live. They gon' love me for my ambition. Easy to dream a dream, though it's harder to live. They gon' love me for my ambition. Easy to dream a dream, though it's harder to live. Yeah. They gon' love me for my ambition. Beautiful music, paint a picture, they be my bitch. Well wishes to my opposition. You niggas probably cop a plea before you cop a pistol. I got nothing against them, they got fucking potential. But every nigga who can read gotta get his issue. Subscribe niggas reside where all the lions and killers be. And I ain't spend a minute up in the streets, but I'm limitless mentally. I'm lyrically ZQT, LeBron shit. I was here to 6 after 23. And family gets everything, and money is less important. Long as your mama love you, don't ever love a woman. I got a lot of bitches, they got a lot of feelings, but I got that green on my eyes, and that ain't no Donnie Simpson. I retire you niggas, fuck you in your position. They play so them slippery niggas can't even kick it. Y'all rebel and talking shit to these bitches. You know you real, you don't say it. You know you real, we gon' feel it. Ralph. Beautiful music, paint a picture, this be my vision. They gon' love me for my ambition. Easy to dream a dream, though it's harder to live. Yeah. They gon' love me for my ambition. Welcome everybody to the Ice Turner Experience. This is actually a piece I was supposed to do last month. Sometimes you don't necessarily have the time or as much time as you would like, to do something. But nonetheless, I'm here, and you're here to listen, and make sure you like, dislike, comment, and share the video. The live stream on your Instagram, your Facebook, and your Snapchat, your LinkedIn, or whatever. Animalistic Tactics, what's going on, family? How you doing? Romney the First, aka Barbados. I love that movie. All the haters stick to themselves. True story. The Mac is actually a good movie, as well as the original Superfly is a new one. Let me know if the music is drowning me. Kind of don't want it to be too loud. Now, the whole thing with 7 more ideas to create, money versus the first one, it really
comes down to your aptitude and your attitude. It's your perspective. You can't change your reality until you change your perspective. You can't, you know, you it all requires for you to basically not only have a systematic thought, but also a structure to it, and change. And it's the difference between being under the concept of change within your life is it's like, okay, I know I need to change this, I know I need to lose weight, I know I need to do this, whatever, like that, versus being in the awareness of your change. Okay, the music is low, perfect. Now, in order to conquer new oceans, you have to lose sight of the sea. Now, what is the sea symbolic to? Symbolic to your current emotional framework or state. A lot of people think that this whole thing is built on logic, right? This whole world, it's supposed to be logic and order. It's not. How the world is forever, evolving and revolving. It's emotional. It's chaotic. It's confusion. You know, See, what you have to make sure is that in your position that you're not living in the parody of what I'm saying, the reality of escapism versus actually dealing with what's in front of you. It only takes you really changing your perspective. You know, and I should have called this more so the reality check as well as seven more ideas. You know, because the real reason to why you haven't gotten to the level that you want to be in life is because it's either you're lazy, you're scared, you're unfocused, or you're undisciplined. And I can point the finger at myself. We've all been there in some parts, maybe all of it at the same time, maybe some of it, but for the most part it is. you know but the good thing about that is, which I don't know if it's necessarily a good thing, is that so is majority of the people that's around you. you know See, but the key to that, you know is to actually defeat that, is to recognize it. See, first you have to recognize it, and you can only recognize it by facing it. you know then you have to do what it takes to defeat that part of yourself. And then eventually, you will ascend to the top of the pyramid. Nothing happens just like that. Okay. This actually was going to be originally a an upload, but I said, let me just go live. I can make it short and to the point. See, what you have to understand, that doing something right, doing something right. See, sometimes the hardest decision is usually the right one, right? See, doing it once is actually easy, but doing it for 90 days is transformational. This is what transforms you and transcends you, as well as ascend you to a higher place. you know because it's easy to just have one success or one accomplishment, right? But to continue that and to make that a lifestyle is where the difficulty sets in place. And why is that? you know Us humans, we operate on two primary emotions: boredom and jealousy. See, boredom kills us, right? Because it's mundane, it's drudgery. You know, See, progress is actually found, in the boringness of things, because it really is the part that creates the exceptional results. Now, I've been investing on and off, for about maybe 8 years. 10 years you consider an expert. I've gotten a lot better with it, but it's boring. To have to look over, over 100 companies and look at their 52-week profile, as well as trading and understanding, Bollinger Bands and, so forth, as well as candlesticks. That can be boring. But after a while, once you learn to master it, you're in a space of mastery, you start to get results, you know. And this is in a way how you actually achieve this is not by despising small beginnings. It even says that in the Bible. Don't despise small beginnings, you know. And how do we despise these small beginnings? By stressing over how to have, a successful year. We're living in this fantasy state, fantasy island, right? Doesn't work that way. This is how it actually works. Instead of focusing on, you know, how to have a successful year, once you focus on, you know, managing and maximizing, your schedule for the week and your daily routines. And then once you become successful at doing that, once you become successful at managing one day and maximizing, you know, the things that you're supposed to do within that one day, you just do it over and over again. That's all it really is. See, we cut it from a week to just a day. Learn how to have a successful day. And once you have a successful day, you just repeat it again and then again and then again and then again. Yeah, that part gets boring. It's draining, but you're building. You ultimately lead yourself, to the place that you want. Everything I had, you know, learned and earned, was through loss, failure, setbacks, derailments, frustration, you know. But that's just the process. I mean, if anyone has any questions, please feel free. I actually did break down the seven. I mean, if you want me to expound on any parts, um, please feel free to ask a question. If not, you know, I can go on or end it here. But as I said before, decisions decide wealth, and most people, um, you know, can admit to themselves that they make poor decisions because the reason why I say, especially with our culture, with our people, right, is that we're emotional kamikazes without pause, cause, or reason. It's like we just, you know, immerse ourselves in bad decisions and then, try to cover it and deflect it from, even more bad decisions instead of actually dealing with what's actually in front of us. Still, I mean, actually dealing with yourself. The hardest work that you actually have to do is deal with yourself, you know. Much love, Maxwell. Much love from Australia. Blessings. Blessings, man. Good day, Mike. I don't know if I said that right. I probably didn't fuck that all up, man. Forgive me. But see, it all comes down to really is King Ref, you know, better known as Man Cave vlogging channel, where he talks about self-actualization. That's key. Now, a lot of us don't want to live that way. We don't want to, gravitate towards that because, we're scared. We're not focused, we're not disciplined. Um, we have poor concentration level, you know, because you don't see the value in it. But I'm gonna explain the other side of it. Now, what I believe all of us have failed to explain is okay, just because you achieve that, right? You achieve the epitome. And I'm not saying I'm at the epitome. I'm I've come a long way, but I still have a long way to go. Put you like this. But with that, being said, is that the higher you go up, the thinner your air is. to where as though, you become almost an island. So that's why it's key for the self-actualization is where as though you discover who you are, discover, what you're supposed to be doing, then do it. But then also learn to, like yourself, learn to love yourself, learn to forgive yourself. Because if you don't do that, and then you actually, come across success, um, that success will alienate you. And that becomes the rope around your throat. That's why you see a lot of celebrities, killing themselves because they can no longer, bond and relate to the people that they were once around. And they can't trust the people that they're dealing with, at the new level that they're at. It's pretty simple. That's the reality check. That's where, everyone has failed to, explain to you, the air gets thinner as you go up. But, you know, it gets better. Um, as I said before, I'm in a position right now to where as though I can just get up and leave. I mean, I can just disappear. I don't have to fuck with anybody. You know, I have like, well, I'm not gonna get into that. But that's the place you want to basically build up to that spot. You know, it's an attitude. You know, your attitude determines your your altitude, but your attitude is defined by your aptitude. Any questions? No questions. We'll just leave it at here. I just wanted to, make it simple and plain. Just to add 7 more. Actually gave you some bonuses. Speaking of attitude, I'm gonna leave you with this. There was a young lady I spoke to earlier this week. Right now, she wants to do an edible business. Um, I pretty much gave her, as far as the business construction, you know, as far as how to set things up, how to go about things, how to structure it, how to, you know, get your virtual office and, and get the paperwork situated. Now I'm giving her this key advice, right? Giving her ideas as far as with her menus and stuff. Now she's seeing that, whereas though I'm assisting her in that aspect, right? You know, I think the one piece I did mention it didn't really work out because she had made something for me. She made 2 things for me. The one thing worked out, but then the other thing she didn't. It was the drops. The drops weren't effective. You taste more of the grain of what you use to strain it from versus the actual, whatchamacallit. It didn't really do anything. You got light buzz. So I explained that to her, but I didn't explain it to her in a way that, I'm trying to basically get a free one or saying you jipped me over. But this is the place that she automatically went to. I don't need the little punk ass $100. I'm not basically to specify that. So, I'm just telling you as a heads up, you know, because you're doing measurements. So make sure you're correct with your measurements. But because of her old perspective and her old ideas, she's not looking at what I'm presenting to her. And I can actually have benefited her before and even now. I can I can walk. I mean, I can walk away and she still benefit. Anybody that I've walked away from, they could benefit from whatever I've done, either it was small or large. That's the crazy part about it. But they're too lazy. They're not focused. They're not disciplined, and they're scary to actually accomplish what I gave them. Now, I'm gonna allow that young lady to shadow box with her own emotions because she has to deal with herself. Except she can't escape from what's wrong because everything that has happened in her life is self-inflicted. You know, but that's just an example of something. I give up people ideas, perspective to run with because You know, your perspective determines everything. If you have an enriched perspective, you know, you look at a balloon. How's a balloon fly? You know, it's not the covering of the balloon, it's what's inside the balloon. You have to fill it up. I mean, this is what essentially what I'm doing with you. I'm enriching you with ideas, and perspectives based on my experiences. Like, I've had to hit the walls, you know, I've had to hit the floor in life, um, you know, to provide you with this wisdom. Like, I had to fail my way into, you know, succeeding what I know, you know, and I'm helping you to dodge the potholes and the debacles of that. You know, that's what wisdom really is. You know, if it's given to you, they say, you know, experience is the best teacher, but it's also the most painful one. Notice those that have gone through the most experiences are rather grumpy, you know. But anyways, man, if you have any questions, please shoot. What's good, Chef Man? What's good? How's life treating you? Also, to add to this, you know, discernment and comprehension. You know, that's essentially what a good awareness is: discernment and comprehension. Discerning, you know, the difference between things, and comprehending it. Articulation is the last part. Um, you know, but discerning what's right in front of you. You know, comprehending it in a way that seeing as far as, you know, how can you have the advantage in the matter, and then seizing the moment. Oftentimes very wise with their grumpiness. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I've noticed that even with my you know, my mentors, you know, coming up. You know, you would think that they were very difficult, but no. You know, they weren't really difficult, is that they really paid their dues, you know, for their earn. So, you know, yeah, it's a lot of pain with that, you know, because what you perceive as success, or you perceive as, you know, making it, you think it's this straight line. You know, all you gotta do is just go to high school, go to college, uh, you know, get into a company, learn the company, and build your own company. It doesn't work that way. You know, you go through a lot of shit, a lot of ups and downs, losing a lot of things, being stranded, being left on your ass. I mean, cold on your ass. You know, and it's not that no one, you know, can help you, because no one's willing to help you, and you got to get up anyway and fight. Um, we said, in the words of Future's life, life is good. Absolutely, life is definitely good, man. Life is what you make it. Okay, life is what you make it and what you make out of it. What are you going to make out of your life, and what you're going to make it into? You know, if you look at it, we never really had a choice. You didn't choose your parents. You didn't choose, you know, your geographical location as far as where you want to live. You didn't even choose your friends. You didn't choose women, because it's all within the vicinity of where you're grown. You know, but isn't life about having options, having choices? So you have to basically work hard, to work smart, to basically have your own choices, to create your own choices. You can choose where you want to live. You choose who you want to be around. You can choose how much time you want to be around them. You know, let me just load this bump. I like this. I shine like the hour noon tune is to stay in step with every day, man. And women, the rhythm of the realness. Still, I'm legend like Will Smith. In the presence of the fake, I am a real gift. Open it, to read something dope in it. Moving other people get emotion sick. We ride on the
hoes for it. Standing up like Rich Pryor, we get fire and inspired by the prospect to get higher. Your sire on the throne, grew up around the stones, the ranger, so I stand alone. Success it is, we blessed to live. Not just my kids, want the best for his. Progression lives, where the lessons is. I got my own, God bless the kid. In the mid part of Babylon, listening to Farrakhan. In the parts of Avalon, streets we would battle on. Got the good book in my carry-on. Life is a race, I'm the marathon. Man on the moon, get a boy some room. Rose from the concrete, told you I would bloom. Situation brought out the hero. A little black 13-year-old. The voice of the Lord in my earlobe. Telling me my purpose, I can see it clear on. Revolution in the execution of living. Spirit up, kill, stop, Marvin Gaye, body, I
Another small piece before before I leave out. I actually wanted to address this. With greatness, there's always opposition and resistance. From the weak. Jadakiss said it best. The only thing worse than a coward, is a coward, in position. I can't see the word power. He said power. It's the difference between I have power. They're just in position. And, it's a big difference. The difference between that is that, they're utilizing, other people as puppets, right? Playing their heads to keep my channel from progressing. And they're flagging. It's not really them. I know who it is specifically. He's basically, playing my boy G's head, with shit and flagging his channel. And he just flagged the other Ray J's channel. This is a warning to you. Actually not as a warning, it's a promise. It's not going to be some verbal, intellectual ass whooping. There's going to be, a visitation. If you continue your shit, get over it. Whatever the issue was from before, look, I don't want your bitch. All that sucker shit that you talk about, we ain't jacking it over here. I'm not a game, so don't play with me. I don't have the time, but I have the means, and the resources to to take care of a little issue. So stop playing with me. I'm talking to. You're listening. But anyways, to everyone else, have a blessed evening.